Hey guys, let's talk today about little things that can land you in jail for a long time. The little things that you don't give too much thought to. Now, let's use this logbook for an example. Again, there is nothing wrong with this logbook, it's just an example. Let's say this driver got up at 5 a.m. in the morning on his 10-hour break. He saw empty fuel pump and he decided, you know what, I'm going to go and get the fuel, and then once my 10-hour break is over, I'm just going to do the pre-trip and I'm going to carry on with my load. Alright, let's discuss that. So he does that at 5 a.m. in the morning, then he carries on with a day, marking day as it is right now, because obviously he did not want to put himself into on duty at 5 a.m. in the morning, because that would mess up his 10-hour break. Instead of just patiently waiting and getting fuel right here while he's doing PTI, that would be totally normal, totally legal, no problems at all, still in the same place, would still probably take just as much time. No, he decided to do that because that was kind of convenient. Okay. So he carries on with the day and he doesn't see nothing wrong with that because he thinks that it's not a big deal. And let me show you how this not a big deal can turn into major big deal that will have major consequences. So let's say he drives just like it shows right here at around 7 p.m. Well, let me start with something else. Let's say somewhere between 7:15 and 10:30 he gets into a little fender bender or an accident, and which is not his fault. Let's just say he was driving through the intersection on a green light within speed limit, and the other individual drove on the red light, cutting him off while speeding, crashed into your truck, or this driver's truck in this case, and that was accident that was either major injury or fatality. This is what would happen next, and if you didn't know that, you better pay a really close attention. That will explain everything, why safety is calling you, bugging you about off-duty fueling, and giving you a hard time why you shouldn't do this. This video will explain everything, from the inside perspective. It's not even what company wants or what company doesn't want. It's what's in this whole thing for you, what's a risk for you. So fatal accident will require the investigation. So we will investigate hours of service. So let's just say we look into it and we see that 5 a.m. in the morning you got fuel. How are we gonna find out? There is a receipts. If you don't have receipts, there is a fuel card receipts. There is cameras. There is everything. So we will find out. So if you got fuel at 5 a.m. in the morning, that would make you illegal to drive past 7 p.m. because you would reach your 14-hour rule. Plus, this whole driving time may be illegal because you didn't even have no 10-hour break, so it would look like you're kind of doing split, and that throws everything out the window. So if you got into that fender bender, that's again not even your fault. Right here between 7 p.m. and 10 something, that the investigation would find out that you were driving past your legal driving limit. That's a big problem. Now let's add more gasoline to the fire. So all that not your fault right away flips into your fault because you shouldn't have been on the road according to them. I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm not saying that that they're right or you're wrong. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just telling you what's the risk. So right here we already know, because this driver fueled at 5 a.m. there are two problems. Problem number one, he has a false logbook because you show that you were in sleeper berth but you actually were fueling. Second problem is that throws you off the clock and you were driving illegally while getting in the accident. That's again according to you, not your fault, but the investigation findings are already telling that it is your fault because you shouldn't have been on the road at that time. Now let's make it even worse. When we do investigation, a lot of times we go back 6 months. So now if the investigator, already knowing what he knows, goes back 6 months and he sees that you have at least 1 or 2 of those a week, that makes this fatal accident that's already your fault potentially a negligent, premeditated, and all the other fancy words. And that can turn your nothing burger into total dumpster fire. That would change your life, that would change your family life, that would break everything you ever worked and lived for. And this is what you don't want to do. Now, a lot of times, if you talk to other drivers, they say, no, not a big deal. I do it all my life and nothing ever happens to me. I do it all my life, nothing ever happens to me. I've seen those accidents. I've seen the drivers who had those accidents in my career. And the only problem is nobody talks about it. Everybody thinks it's not a big deal. So now, let's just say, let's talk about things that nobody talks about. Jury convicts truck driver of falsifying logs. Now, do you think this just happened? Somebody was just like, yo, driver, give me your logs. And we looked, we find the mistakes, and now we convict the driver? No. This was post-accident. And at this point, knowing what I know, now knowing what you know as well, there is a chance that this driver was not even at fault. But the investigation did find something else. Now, that's another one. Falsifying logbooks can cost truck drivers fines, penalties, and jail time. It also talks about what happens after accidents. Truck driver sentenced for falsifying logbooks. That's again, this is post-accident investigation. And for that investigation to happen, I repeat again, it doesn't have to be your fault. But just doing that little thing that you think don't even matter will change everything, will change the outcome. And, you can hate me for talking about this. I'm talking about this, trying to help you. Back in the day, if you would ask me about all this stuff 20 years ago when I was a fresh driver, I had no idea. Now I know, and now I'm sharing that information with you. This is another one, post-accident. This is another one, post-accident. This is another one, post-accident as well. And this is another one. And I can guarantee you, this is very reckless, 85 miles an hour and 45 miles per hour zone. But trust me, once you in this dumpster fire, those little unimportant things that you're trying to be slick with on your logs will change your life for the worst. And now, let me drop this real quick. And this is what I see sometimes. This driver, why get fuel at 5 a.m. in the morning? Man, you did PTI at 9 a.m. in the morning. Like, just do it all at once. Hey, put your truck in the fuel pump, start pumping diesel, walk around, do the inspection while you do that, fill it up, pay, and go. Nothing changes in your timeline, but the liability shrinks to almost nothing. So here we go, guys. Now you know. Share this video because again, nobody wants to talk about that. This is not a very popular topic. This video is probably gonna get no views, if any. But if you're curious, if you wanna be safe, if you wanna make sure that your family can have a lifestyle that we have, and you wanna be responsible for your actions, and I guess nobody wants to be responsible for your actions, but if you don't wanna suffer unnecessary consequences for something that small, think about it before you do that. Plenty of time. Learn to make the rules work for you. Don't work against the rules. It's not gonna work out. And stay out of trouble. Do the right thing, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.